If you have taken my free course, 9 Essential Skills, or if you heard me speak about clarity before, you know that by clarity we mean the clarity of expressing our own thoughts. Are we being clear? Do people understand us, or do people ask to repeat what we have just said? Or do people interpret our words differently from what we meant to say? Do they receive the image and the idea that we actually sent? Brevity is a different skill. Brevity is a skill of condensing large amounts of information. It's a skill of boiling big ideas and concepts down to the very gist. It's your ability to transform a 45-minute presentation into one paragraph and deliver it in under 1 minute. That's what brevity is about. Here, during the sprint, we're going to focus on clarity. What gets in the way of clarity? For non-native speakers, it's first and foremost the wrong words that they use. They use the wrong words to communicate familiar concepts. They think that these words represent those concepts, and they think that everybody understands these words universally the same way, but it's not true. We need to find precise wording to communicate our ideas to native speakers who think using those words and who will immediately relate if we use the right words. Level number 2, and that's what the sprint is going to be about, is strong verbs and adjectives. That means that during the sprint, we will work on replacing weak verbs such as to be, to have, to take, to make, to go, to say. These are the verbs that non-native speakers use most of the time. And because they're readily available, they're there, and they make it easy to construct a sentence right away. However, we want to find verbs that are more precise. Did she simply say, or did she actually ask? Did she repeat? Did she insist? These verbs have slightly different meaning. Did she just go? Or did she wander? Or did she hurry to a place? Or how did she walk there? If she walked at all? What was her movement like? Did she simply say something in normal voice? Because say means she said something in a normal voice. Or did her voice creak, squeak? Was there a faint glimpse of something in her voice? Did she yell? Did she scream? Did she sound confident? Did she sound not confident at all in what she was saying? All these details help us understand the relationships between people in a conversation and the relationships between people and their environment. The more precise your words are, the stronger your verbs and adjectives are, the clearer your message becomes, and the fewer words you will need to communicate your message. I want you to understand that this sprint is not about learning good and correct verbs. It's not about learning a whole list of advanced adjectives. No, it's not about that. We will not be busy memorizing words. I will not give you a list of verbs and adjectives to learn by heart, to use every day, to write down. No, this sprint is about identifying the verbs and adjectives that you already use and asking questions. Are they good enough? Are they precise enough? Do they help me communicate the idea that I have in mind, or do I need to replace them with stronger alternatives? The sprint is about finding the words that you need right now, fast. We will learn the skill of finding information fast to help ourselves get unstuck very fast. Because when we repeat the same verbs, when we say have, she has, I have, she said, they said, it is, when we use these weak forms, we leave out many details that are essential. And then what we need to do to finally explain what we actually meant, we need to add more sentences. We need to add more words to explain what we have already said. We will unlearn that speaking behavior, and we will learn to construct our sentences and our ideas differently. So the homework will not involve memorizing lists of verbs or adjectives. Instead, every day you show up for a session, we will be busy transforming weak messages and not very clear messages into very precise and specific messages using verbs and adjectives. All of the tasks will be spontaneous because that's what we need. Advanced learners need to deal with spontaneous situations, not with exercises in a textbook. You don't need to prepare for sessions apart from your projects. You just need to be ready. You need to keep your concentration high. You need to keep your focus sharp. Concentration levels, you need to keep them high. Keep your focus sharp. Come prepared to learn. When I say come prepared, I don't mean come prepared with a bunch of verbs and adjectives. Just come prepared to learn. And you need a stable internet connection because the primary resource we're using is the internet. I hope to see you soon, and I hope you're as excited as I am because this is absolutely learnable. You're learning the skill that will stay with you forever. All the verbs and adjectives that you will memorize will faint and you'll forget them at some point. But if you have the tool and if you have the skill of recovering information that you need and finding information that you need very fast, that will never leave you. And trust me, along the way, you will be amazed at how many words actually stay with you.